Hi, good evening. Welcome to today's evening briefing session. And obviously, this is the data sets will be applicable on Monday. This data is as of Friday closing. So, looking at the index futures, some important development here. So, if you see for the last couple of days, there has been a significant short covering here. So, index FIs, as you know, were largely on the short side of it, especially on the futures OI side of it, and there's been significant reduction, close to almost 50% reduction in the open interest, and that is what has led to sudden jump in the index, which is Nifty. This data point is important and needs to be watched out. In fact, over the 2 days, which is Thursday and Friday, there has been a reduction of about 10,000 odd contracts. So Monday closing is an important from the shorts covering perspective on the future side of it. If you look at the index call OI, there's a significant reduction on the long side of it of calls, which possibly means that there are profit booking which are happening. If you look at the put side of it, the number also seems to have reduced. Obviously, the short sellers possibly are the short seller positions, which people who have bought put possibly are closing their positions as well. If you look at some of the OI gainers, we have Delta Corp and Canfin were showing the highest OI gainer percentage, and ONGC and NTPC. Out of this, we have picked up Delta Corp and ONGC as a case study for you, which is top OI gainers and top OI losers. Now, if you look at the Delta Corp, there is an OI gain there, and accompanied with a high volume on the charts on the price action, and seems the chart movement seems to be comfortable if you're reading this technically. Obviously, it also means that you would go and verify these charts and statements on your own and not believe the statements blindly. So you would need to equip yourself with technical skills or technical analysis skills to understand the movement. One of the stocks which attracts our attention tonight is ONGC, which is on the OI loser side of it. And if you see, this is an area where it has been short most of the times. This is a strong resistance area, and losing of open interest or closing of open interest is something which is indicated here. This stock so far is in a bullish move, but is losing on the open interest side of it. So possibly the bulls are losing interest here, or possibly they are facing resistance here. So one, there is very strong resistance, and volatility strategies may work better than simply getting into a call or a put side of it, especially in a long run. If you see the open interest going down, this possibly is a long unwinding here, and you need to be very, very careful about it. On the long build-up side of it, Vedanta is something which is showing long build-up. And on the short covering side of it, you have Cipla as a case study. So we bring both the case studies for you. We look at Vedanta. The movement seems to be comfortable, as I just mentioned. So something that you possibly want to understand here and study more. On the one of the case studies that I brought for you is MCX, and MCX is almost at the peak of it. And again, volatility strategies may work better than simply buying or selling here. Just figuring out whether to buy a call or a put may actually sort of become a trap for you, because we have seen stocks break out from such levels. So again, volatility strategies may work better for you. On the bulk deal side of it, we are seeing Canterville Retail India, which has been bought by two entities here. One is which is Autham Investment, and the second is PC Kothari. Possibly you can go and sort of investigate as to which are these entities, and whether the movement in Canterville Retail, whether the bulk deal possibly makes sense for you or not. On the IV map side of it, the volatility seems to be getting forward to 7th December also, and you should go and sort of identify the reasons for it, but the week of 7th December also seems to be volatile. For the past 3 weeks, the volatility was on the higher side, and the volatility has rather shifted from one week to the other week. For this week, 7th December, so it's going to be volatile. Nifty is just short of 20,300. It has scaled up to 20,291 levels and is just short of this level. Volatile, and obviously at such levels where Nifty has never scaled. This is the first time Nifty has gone there in such levels, so you obviously would want to be careful at such levels and think more from a volatility strategy perspective. Bank Nifty almost touched 45,000 levels, not at the peak that it has seen in the past, the recent past, but sort of almost there, close to its all-time high. If you look at the OI mapping, Delta Corp is something that we already discussed. Canfin Homes and Dixon seem to be showing some movement on the build-up side of it. So is Berger Paint and SRF. Jubilant Foods is showing long unwinding, and Pyramid Enterprises is showing some short covering here. So Pyramid Enterprises could make a good case study for you, and this you should go and investigate. I will present to you possibly on Monday evening. We'll present PEL as a case study. If you look at the Nifty heat map, majority of it seems to be in green, obviously, because Nifty has been making scaling lifetime high. Bank Nifty also similar movements here. So the market structure is very bullish, and thinking of any short selling at such levels could possibly be a trap. So one needs to be very careful at these levels. If you look at the IV profile, the IVP has picked up to 47. Now, if you have been investigating this number, this was less than 10 just a couple of weeks ago. So shooting 247 zone and closer to 50 zone means that Nifty is getting expensive now, and at such levels, short sellers come into picture. There are a lot of short selling firms, IV selling firms or IV short selling firms, which exist out of cities like Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, Ahmedabad. So short sellers can get into at any point in time. Even a 50 or 100 point movement can throw you or take you by surprise. So you should stay careful. Aarti Industries, Bajaj Auto, and BEL are very, very expensive in terms of the IV. So obviously, if IV is expensive, one needs to be careful, because these are the counters which could possibly be short by IV firms. Aarti Industry makes an interesting case because it has already moved a couple of percentages in double digits in the last couple of weeks, and though it is far from the peak, but IVP at such levels could simply mean that if IV loses, it impacts both your call and put prices. And because the direction is on the call side, the direction is upside, obviously the call buyers would be in a problem. And this calculation comes from your Black-Scholes formula. This is not any recommendation of a sort. This is a disclaimer that all these calculations are there in your Black-Scholes formula. So if you understand this well, you'll understand what IV means and what IVP means and what an expensive IV means. If the IV is expensive, obviously the call and put premiums have jumped up, and if short sellers or IV short sellers get into picture, they can simply start selling such counters. So one needs to stay careful. If you look at the open interest, so open interest seems to have shifted quite a bit. ATM is at 20,350 as per this one. Now this is slightly different because they pick up the futures ATM as the Nifty ATM. There is resistance all the way. So every 50 points, there is a very strong resistance, specifically at 20,400. Scaling of or crossing of 20,500 levels can further make Nifty bullish, because it would have crossed the halfway mark. So far, there are obstacles every 50 points. As far as support is considered, so obviously around 20,000 and 19,000 levels, you'll see a lot of support here. So this is all for today. Stay careful, stay afloat. Volatility is something which is a gift that will come to you naturally for next week, and all your strategies should be built around volatility strategies, normal strategies may not work, and if you are not careful, if you're not a patient trader, if you're not a careful trader, there will be a lot of surprises for you, could possibly come out for you as a beginner. If you're a beginner trader, there could be a lot of surprises. So stay careful. And Nifty is scaling new highs is something means that volatility strategies will work better for you. So that's all for tonight. Thank you and have a nice evening and take care and God bless you all. Bye bye.